Global platform now that Caitlin will have coming into the professional ranks. So it's really a great time to be in basketball.
Caitlin Clark is clearly a catalyst for a business that was, and let's be honest, Caitlin to some degree financially saved the WNBA. It was hemorrhaging money for years.
To build, you have to scale, and ultimately expansion had always been on my list. But we didn't want to rush into it because we wanted new owners, like new ownership groups. Anyone who knows sports here knows, like, it's a slog to be a sports owner.
How would you prevent your most valued asset, Caitlin Clark, from joining a rival company? Only a few hours ago, the WNBA provided the world with an answer to this query. The world is going crazy over Caitlin Clark, whose name is synonymous with basketball greatness.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hey, what's up, Caitlin? Hey, Caitlin.
Who's Caitlin?
After being nominated by the WNBA, Clark, who is known for her incredible range and ferocious competitiveness, was predicted to take the league to new heights. The Indiana Fever have chosen Caitlin Clark from the University of Iowa. But according to recent rumors, Clark may decide to leave the WNBA and go to Europe in order to pursue the big contracts that are out there. However, the WNBA is now willing to contribute an ownership stake, which has never been done before. When Caitlin Clark joined the WNBB, it was expected that she would be a game share for the Indiana Fever, who wanted to keep her in the United States.
Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Clark was viewed by the WNBA as their golden ticket following an incredible collegiate career in which she broke attendance records and attracted millions of fans. Her ability to attract sizable fan bases, increase TV viewing, and boost attendance to levels never before seen by the league made her the most anticipated rookie in recent WNBA history. The Indiana Fever, who had trouble with attendance and performance, saw a dramatic drop in their numbers after selecting Clark.
Actually looked up how much the tickets were going for. I kind of cut that price in half.
Sites like SeatGeek are charging hundreds and thousands for a seat at Carver Hawkeye. She says the attention for the sport has grown a lot in the 15 years she's been a super fan.
Many people thought she could completely change the franchise on her own. As a result, there was more than just conjecture on her capacity to attract fans while still an undergraduate. With some of the most watched women's basketball games ever and an almost fourfold increase in Indiana Fever attendance, Clark's games became must-see events during her first season in the league. This helped the WNBA have one of its finest seasons in terms of TV viewership.
The Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history. Clarkonomics, Mike!
There was more to Caitlin Clark than just her WNBA career. She served as a lighthouse for the future.
More and more people, and it's getting bigger, it's getting louder, and it's a very fun environment to be in.
Even more thrilling than her WNBA debut, though.
Caitlin Clark is clearly a catalyst for a business that was, and let's be honest, Caitlin to some degree financially saved the WNBA. It was hemorrhaging money for years.
Caitlin Clark made enticing claims. Clubs throughout Europe are also striving for financial stability. Elite WNBA players are drawn to Europe because of the increased income and competitive opportunities that come with playing there, as players like Diana Taurasi and Breanna Stewart have publicly said. Economic stability.
Like there's that 4-year period where you need to grow as a person, but then the NIL comes into play. Oh, we keep walking right back into it.
That the WNBA was unable to match. When Clark saw these chances, she started thinking about transferring her skills over the Atlantic because of the obvious price difference. Players can increase their earning potential by accepting contracts from European teams that are more than what the WNBA currently offers.
500,000, $1 million off your NIL? Are you staying?
Concerning Caitlin Clark, in light of the actual ownership stake and the possibility of Caitlin Clark leaving for Europe presents her with the opportunity to not only safeguard her financial future, but also to compete internationally and earn a respectable living with a number of top European teams that are said to pay millions of dollars. Clark had to decide between playing in the WNBA at home for less money or moving to Europe and making more money. In a first for women's sports, the WNBA awarded Clark a stake in the Indiana Fever. This audacious move recognized Clark's significance to the league's ultimate ownership. Only seasoned athletes at the end of their careers or those with substantial business endeavors are typically permitted to take part in stakes. For example, It is uncommon for Michael Jordan to own the Charlotte Hornets at such a young age, but it shows how much the WNBA respects Clark and recognizes her ability to influence women's basketball in the future. Clark is viewed as a long-term investment by the league and the Fever's ownership group. If she stays, she will play for the Fever and help the team make financial decisions. Due to an increase in television rights agreements, WNBA sponsorships, international fan involvement, and sports' growing popularity overall, sports clubs' long-term strategy and growth have improved their value over the last 5 years. This rise is especially noticeable in sports like the NFL, NBA, and European football. Over the past 5 years, NFL team valuations have increased by over 40%, and franchise values in MLB, the NFL, and other leagues, such as the WNBA, have also sharply increased. Following its popularity this season, the WNBA is rapidly becoming the league with the greatest potential for expansion. The Indiana Fever's worth has risen by almost 40% this season alone, to over $90 million, mostly as a result of CC's entrance and the new media deal. MLB and the NHL have grown by 42% and more than 50%, respectively.
WNBA has seen record-breaking numbers this season in viewership, ticket sales, merch sales, and just overall growth.
That's probably just the start. Because of her ownership stake, she will be able to build up long-term wealth and position herself to become the first female basketball player to reach the $1 billion milestone. She would become the only female athlete to earn hundreds of millions of dollars in net worth and to become the greatest of all time in her sport. Throughout her college career, Clark has always had interests outside of basketball, including joining Impact Elite, which is exclusive to Serena Williams. She talked about advancing the sport and having an influence off the court.
Draft day viewership, which is up 400% to 40%. Between ticket sales, which is up 93% to 16%. Between regular game viewership, which is up 180% to 20%. What Caitlin Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially.
I wish there were more stakes in the WNBA. But in the Bice game, nobody gives me that. With her ownership share, she has the opportunity to actually influence a team's management, which might affect not only the Fever but the WNBA overall. They think Clark is a revolutionary who can improve the league's current situation. The WNBA would have lost out on a chance to expand its fan base if she had left for Europe, which is more than simply a blow to the Fever.
Every single thing I do, and I know I want to, help this franchise get even better, help my teammates get even better, be better for my teammates, and I know there's a lot of room.
In a league with poor TV viewership, expand its worldwide reach and acquire more lucrative sponsorship arrangements. In ways the WNBA has never seen, Clark's presence might increase attendance. The leagues would benefit from Clark's long-term arrival because of these important players.
Not following after Caitlin Clark's been eliminated, and they're not into the league because they're conditioned by the league.
In professional sports, ownership entails more than just monetary benefit. It also concerns legacy players who acquire influence, authority, and ownership. Giving a talented player an ownership share serves purposes beyond keeping her in the league. Preserving the WNBA's future is the aim. Oza Wilson, who has devoted herself to developing her professional and personal brand within the league, may view the idea that a rookie like Caitlin Clark would be bestowed with such a conspicuous status symbol as undermining the years of hard work and dedication that more seasoned players like her have put in. This deal may be interpreted by Wilson and other WNBA veterans as proof that the league is changing and that younger players like Clark are getting a lot of media attention and fanfare. Players like Michael Jordan of the Charlotte Hornets are seen by the public as more than just athletes. They could start to get preferential treatment in terms of opportunities and sponsorships, which could cause friction in the rooms, and they have the ability to affect the franchise's future.
Final WNBA playoff game, 2.5 million viewers.
Appreciate you. And I think that what she has done for women's basketball, especially in this country, has been phenomenal. There is no woman, no matter how great you were as a player, Cheryl Swoop.
Since Clark's offer would set a precedent that players in future generations could expect, veterans who feel their accomplishments are being overshadowed by the potential of up-and-coming stars may feel underappreciated or left behind. In addition to enjoying long-term financial stability, Clark would have a unique position in the WNBA and have the potential to affect the Fever's financial choices with this type of deal. It could be upsetting for Wilson, who has earned respect and a solid reputation through years of hard work, to see a rookie have such possibilities. In contrast to its more seasoned veterans, it signifies a change in the league's value system for its younger, marketable players. In addition to a difference in income.
Her playing basketball right now is a miracle. Some of the fans that were unhappy with her one play, a defensive play, called for that same tumor for her.
In the end, the NBA's attempt to hold onto its most marketable players and Caitlin Clark's rising stardom is reflected in the offer of an ownership stake. However, this choice may make players like A.A. Wilson feel envious and annoyed.
Stay ahead of that, try and tamp it down or act as a league when two of your most visible players are involved, not personally, it would seem, but their fan bases are involved.
Because it highlights how the league structure has changed, potentially denying even seasoned champions the same opportunity as centered stars because of younger media. This historic agreement will probably have an effect on the league, and it might even lead to arguments among the NBA's best players. Right now, Caitlin Clark is the focus of attention. Will she move to Europe to receive more money up front, as many others have done in the past, or will she accept the WNBA's historic invitation to co-own the Indiana Fever? Clark claims that this decision could alter the direction of sports because women's basketball includes more than just basketball. It's related to the legacy she wishes to leave behind. If she stayed, Clark would be the first player owner in WNBA history and a trailblazer, but her exit would raise even more questions about the league's ability to retain its top players. Regardless, Caitlin Clark is in charge of the WNBA's future. Do you think she will accept the ownership stake and continue playing in the WNBA, or will she take her skills to Europe? Please share your ideas in the comments section below, and don't forget to click the bell for additional information. Please subscribe and like.